Video shows how WebHarvey can be configured to extract data listed under various categories of businesses at yellowpages.ca website. And in this requirement, we need to extract this data for a list of cities. So I already have the list of cities in a file. Now what I need to get is the list of categories. So the plan is to use keyword scraping finally to get the combination of the sectors and cities and get the resulting data. So the first step is to get the sector or category names from this page, and for that we need to make a small settings change. Go to settings, advanced minor options, and select the value 3 and 1 for these list options and click OK and apply. Now I click on the start configuration button, select the first sector or category and give it a name. And wait for WebHarvey to parse all the remaining listings. So WebHarvey, okay, you can click no, but we can stop the configuration and start mine. Start. So it's mining yellowpages.ca/business for all the sector or category names. Let's wait for the data to appear in the miner Windows data table. So the data has started to appear. Let's wait for it to finish. Alright, so we have almost 131 categories. So what I do is I click on any of these cells, and then I click Ctrl A to select the whole list, and then I hit Ctrl C of the keyboard so that I have pasted or copied all this list to the clipboard, and then I go to the text editor and I directly paste the set of category or sector names. Now I do a small change, which is to cut this sector name and make it the first. The reason being, we want the first combination of the category or search term and the city to have all the required information that we need to select from each of these listings. Otherwise, we won't be able to create a configuration with all necessary fields. So that being done, I go back to WebHarvey and I change the settings back to the values 10 and 2. OK, apply, and then I load the home page of yellowpages.ca website. So there we will be performing keyword extraction for the combination of search terms, which are our category or sector names, and the list of cities which we already have. So I select the sector names, go to the start page, I don't start the configuration. What I do is I click on the search box, and under actions panel I click on input a list of keywords, where I can paste the sector names which are the keywords, and I also specifically copy the first name before clicking the OK button, and I manually paste the first keyword as it is here. Normally WebHarvey should automatically fill this field here, but in some cases you need to manually copy and paste the first keyword as it is. I repeat the process for the location. Input a list of keywords, but I copy the list of cities instead. Copy, paste, first keyword copied, OK, first keyword pasted here, and then I can perform the search. So this leads us to the first listings page, where we should go back to the home page or home panel and start the configuration. Now if I go to configuration and keywords, I can see that all the keywords which I've entered for the search term and the location are already here. So I can close this, it's correct, and start selecting data. So let's select the name first. If WebHarvey asks whether to generate an entire preview, click no. And then let's select the address. Let's select the whole address. Now you can also select parts of this address like this, or you can select the entire address and optionally select parts of it. Now the problem here is that the format of this address line, which in this case has 3 components separated by commas, is not consistent throughout. So if you try to do any of these methods, it can result in data being lost for some of the records. So we recommend that the entire address is selected and do any processing outside the software after the data is exported. Now let's also select the category and give it a name, sector, following with the website. So we click on the website button and we capture HTML, and you can see the website address here, but the HTTP part is encoded, so we need to apply a regular expression to get only the required portion. You can find the regular expression in the video description below. Apply. Still there would be some encoding after the HTTP part. Website. Now let's try to get the phone number. Now phone number requires a click to display it. So I click on the phone number button and I select the click option. So you can see that the phone numbers are all expanded. Now let's configure pagination, that we need multiple pages of the data to be extracted from the same page. For that we go to the configuration and under pagination we select the scroll to load next page option, because this website scrolls more data as we loads more data as we scroll down the page. So now let's follow the first listing address to get additional details. And once we are here, we can select additional details like opening hours. So we use the capture following text for each of these data. We click on the heading text, select the capture following text option, and then click the capture text button. So products and services. Specialities. Languages spoken. Languages. So you can select all required details from this page using the capture for long text method. In this method, now you can stop the configurations because we have selected all required data, and we can now optionally save the configuration and start mining using it. And you can start mine. And before that, if you go to the settings and under category keyword, there is an option called tag with category keyword, which tags each row in the mined data table with the city and category name from which the data is extracted. So we apply that change, start mine, and start the mining process. So you should manually specify the number of pages to mine for each of these listings, because the Power BI will not be able to automatically find out how many pages are there, since the website uses scroll to load more pages. So we can wait for the data to appear. Webharvey will cycle through all list of categories and cities, and the mined data will start to appear in this data table. So as you can see, Webharvey is proceeding with the name. Similarly, it will get all the remaining data.